Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be sharing with you a recipe for a vegan curried chicken. So this will be made out of pure wheat gluten, so if you're a celiac, please avoid this recipe. I'll be making another one just for you. To begin here, I have Vital Wheat Gluten. This is gluten derived straight from the wheat. This is the brand I use. You could find this at most grocery stores, and it says Vital Wheat Gluten. Next I have some salt and black pepper, some curry leaves, some massala, some nutritional yeast, some all-purpose seasoning, and annatto to give it that pink, meaty kind of color, and some vegetable broth, plus some water as well. So I'm going to begin by just adding all of my seasonings, all my powdered seasonings, to the to the gluten. I'm going to mix that really well, make sure it's combined everywhere. Then I'm going to go in with my chopped up curry leaves, and immediately all in one go my broth. You could see just how quickly that absorbs. Then I'm going to go in with my water. I'm going to give that a quick knead with my hand. Now if you look carefully, you can see how this mixture kind of just clumps together like a dough, and you could see it has taken in all the water it needs and it will not absorb any excess liquid. That's what you want some excess liquid in there. So the next step from here is to just squeeze out just a bit of that liquid, but make sure that you leave some in. We're going to flatten this out as best as we can. This will be tough because it will be very elastic, but you're going to do the best that you can. The next step from here is, if you have a smaller sized pot, you want to cut this into 2 pieces, or if you want to just make half of this, it doesn't matter. And this is my setup to steam it. It's a pot with boiling water, a strainer that fits right on top perfectly, and a lid. So once my water came up to the boil, I added my sieve, my colander. Then I'm going to add the pieces, so you could see here just how well the 2 pieces fit perfectly. Then I'm going to cover it. I'm going to let this cover for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to flip it over. As you can see, it kind of swollen a little bit. And once I kind of figure out how to get it back in place, you're going to cover this up and you're going to let this sit for another 25 minutes and steam. Altogether, it should take just under an hour to fully cook. After that point in time, you're going to remove it and allow it to cool just to the point where you can handle it. I am used to handling hot substances, so I began cutting it while it was still pretty steamy, as you can see here. And now you're just going to cut these pieces into bite-sized pieces the same way you would find chicken pieces. Now I cut these kind of triangular, but it doesn't really matter. Now for the actual currying process, you're going to take the pieces of seitan, as it's called, or the cooked gluten. And you could see the texture it has. They're very chewy, meaty. And here we have my chopped bandaniya, green seasoning, some carpule, some onion, salt and black pepper, hot pepper, jeera and methi, that's cumin and fenugreek, some curry powder, masala, and some garlic. Now I'm going to begin by seasoning my seitan pieces with the green seasoning, just like you would any other meat. We're going to mix that in well. This is what it looks like. Now in a hot pot, we're going to go in with some vegetable oil, about 2 tablespoons, not that much. And we're going to chunke with the jeera and methi, the cumin and fenugreek. We're going to allow this to really parch until they begin to pop. That's how you know they're ready. So once they begin to pop and they start sputtering around, I'm going to go in with the onion, the carpule, the curry leaves, the hot pepper, which is optional, your garlic, and you're going to really chunke this until the onion begins to just slightly turn brown around the edges. At that point in time, you go in with your powders, your curry powder and your ground masala, and you're going to bhuje this or parch this until you notice that it becomes very fragrant. You're going to really spend some time with this. This adds to the flavor and it really enhances any curry you make, not just any vegetarian curry. Now at this point you could see how the smoke is rising from it. It's really parching well. So we're going to go in with some water and we're just going to hydrate this, turn it into a paste. Now once it becomes pasty, we're going to go in with the seitan or the wheat gluten that has been cooked and seasoned. We're going to mix this well. We're going to cover and let this cook for 10 minutes on that medium heat. You can see how this looks like after 10 minutes. It's fully dry. Any water, any liquid that has been present in there has fully dried up, and it has started to almost kind of brown and fry around the edges. So we're going to go in with enough water essentially to cover the pieces really well, but I just added enough to hydrate it right now, mix it up. Then I'm going to add in more in a bit. Then at this point in time, after the pieces have been really saturated with that water, I'm going to add in the chopped bandaniya. Mine was frozen, hence the dark color. I'm going to mix that in, allow it to really flavor this curry. I'm going to cover it and allow it to boil and cook down for 10 minutes. After that point in time, you notice that the curry itself has gotten a little bit dry. The sauce has thickened. It's almost kind of glazing the individual pieces of wheat meat. You can taste it at this point to see if it needs more salt. Often it doesn't, because we already added salt and seasoning in the beginning. So there we have it, our vegan curry chicken, or our seitan recipe. This really almost tastes exactly like meat. So try it out and let me know how it came out in the comments below. Thank you for watching.